Hello everyone, and welcome to today's stream. I'm already seeing a lot of familiar faces in chat. Welcome Maru, Zumu, Hugo-san. It's always great to have everyone here. And today we have a relaxed stream, kind of just a chill talk. And hello Afonso as well. I'm going to be reflecting upon 2023 of my journey as a content creator. Because so far, my whole journey as a content creator was 2023, so it was quite an important year. My growth, in percentage-wise, was infinite because I grew from 0 to where I am now, and I hope to keep growing. I am also going to share some plans for 2024, for this year, of course, and relax, make yourself comfortable, participate in chat if you want to, don't if you don't, it's fine, and grab your favorite beverage of choice. You know that I always pick a good and nice cup of tea for the stream. Ooh, and look at that confidence. This is a man who has poured tea for over 40 streams already. You can tell the character progression. But yeah, in today's stream I thought about preparing one of those presentations, and I don't think I said hello to Pedro. Konbanwa minasan ha, konbanwa Pedro-san, o genki desu ka? TASMR, exactly, I'm getting better at this. When I first do it I was so scared of pouring the entire tea just on top of myself, but now I just go. I mean, this is a streamer brain moment. If I pour tea on top of myself, at least it will make an interesting clip. There's always a positive side. I thought you were gonna say 40 years instead of 40 streams for some reason. Oh no. I know there's plenty of streamers out there, I'm not going to point out names, who usually tend to be called quite old. A lot older than their age. Am I going to become one of these? Is this the beginning of TheNando is actually 60 years old and he's streaming for 40 years arc? But yeah, as I was saying, I thought about doing one of those presentations where I go here in the corner and I will have some slides and everything, but I feel like there's a place and time for different types of communication. There are times where that is the best approach, but there's other times where having a structured approach can actually detract from your message. It's just better to go with the flow, hang out, and that's kind of my mood for today. I did not prepare a presentation, not out of laziness, not out of lack of time. It was a deliberate choice, it was strategy. I can't be alone on the granny section. I mean, I don't mind being called an old boomer, so... But I think that's what will make the meme not work, because if I hated it, chat would love it. Since I don't mind being called an old boomer, now the joke won't stick. But yeah, in case you haven't noticed, we're in 2024, it's a new year, and the passage of year is often a powerful moment throughout nowadays and throughout history. It truly symbolizes the passage of time, and this can have both positive and negative effects on people. Please, if you are watching this and you like, oh, I didn't complete my resolutions for last year, there's a lot of people who get very hopeful and very hyped in this season, but also people who get kind of down. It's always two sides of the same coin. Don't be too harsh on yourself, please. But for me, especially the start of the year, and this start of the year, it's a very powerful moment. My hair looks funny today. It's a very powerful moment because last year, and I'm going to start this stream with the review of 2023, and this is kind of one of the main origin stories for how I decided to finally start becoming a YouTuber. Since I was 18 years old, even younger probably, I've been enamored. I've been captivated. That's a good word. Captivated by the idea of becoming a streamer. It's something that I often considered. I had like that idea always on the back of my mind. One day I'm going to be a streamer. I'm going to do this one day, but I never actually did it, and it kind of grew more and more frustrating over the years. It's like, oh, maybe one day I will do it, but it's also, and I have people here who are streamers and people who are not streaming watching. Being a streamer is not easy. It's not easy to press the go live. It's not easy, especially the first moments. Breaking the ice, starting streaming, and the moments before you begin, like the week leading up to your first stream and everything. Oh, you are so nervous. You are truly 100% focused on the negatives. You are prepared for everything that will go... everything will go wrong. You are, okay, I'm not going to have success. The only people who are watching me will be haters. Something will go very wrong. I will embarrass myself. And instead of the moment just dying, that super embarrassing moment will be shared online everywhere. I feel like there's must be a small percentage of streamers, like a 5%, who are actually super charismatic, born for them, and just pressing live was very easy. But I can guarantee that for a lot of streamers, and I say streamers, I say video makers and everything, it was not an easy first step. And I know a lot of people who want to get into content creation, and they say, maybe one day I will stream, but I prefer to do videos first, because it kind of eases into the transition. But I know myself, and it's a really important part to manage your own career, to know your own strengths and flaws. And one of my biggest, both strengths and flaw at the same time, is my perfectionism. If I started doing videos, I would go into an endless cycle of trying to optimize the videos and never publishing them. I already do that on writing. So I didn't want to add another layer of endless optimization, procrastination. I want to make this perfect. I didn't want to put myself into another one of those. I have enough already. I have my job is very that style. I have my writing, it feeds a lot that side of me. So no, I wanted to do something more spontaneous. I wanted to challenge myself. I want to become a streamer and to press the go live button, and no filters, no editing, no nothing. But this was not a decision that I took easily, and it was not a decision that I took the press and going live button without a context. And this context begins on the January 1st of 2023. Exactly at the day that the year passed. And hello Eisen, and welcome to the stream. So 2022, we arrive at the end of the year, and I was feeling kind of sick lately. I was feeling sick, but I'm going to call it normal sick, like stomachache, a bit coughing, sneezing and everything. That was my end of 2022, exactly. We are talking about 3 different years. I need to contextualize. The end of 2022, I was kind of sick, and I was like, okay, when the new year hit, I felt pretty bad. Not pretty bad and I feel very sick. I was in a horrible mood. I felt like people were like, oh, come celebrate. And I was like, no, I just want to lie in bed. I don't want to do anything. And I'm usually not the kind of people to get grumpy. If I get grumpy, I can get salty and everything, but usually it's very momentary. If I'm indeed getting angry without a reason, if I'm starting to be rude, like people, hey, come in. Oh, no, I don't want to. I just want to lie in bed. If I start getting, usually something's wrong. And something was indeed, grumpando, something was indeed wrong, because when I woke up the next morning, I had a very intense pain in my heart. I phoned Saúde 24, the health phone number here in Portugal. They answered pretty quickly, and I told my situation, and they forwarded me right away to Chateau 911, the emergency services. I explained, and they sent an ambulance to my house. And they were like, since it was the 1st of January, days like Christmas, January, they got a lot of calls that's just someone who overdrank or something. It must be really hard on them to be an emergency response unit on those kind of days. And when they arrived at my house, I was like, oh, my heart is hurting. And they were like, from a scale of 1 to 10, how intense is the pain? And I was like, and my reply, I remember this super clearly. It's either a 9 or a 10. And they were like looking at me, and I'm someone who is used to pain, unfortunately. They were like looking at me, and you are walking around with a pain, you say that it's a 9 or a 10, and I was like, I need to get to the ambulance, I need to walk around. You see my posture of being a relaxed guy, even if I'm having lots of pain, I can't turn off this. So when people see me complaining about a huge pain with this way of being, they thought, okay, this guy got drunk, this is a joke, this is not serious. But fortunately they knew how to do their jobs. We can't treat any emergency situation as not serious. Let's plug him into the machines and make sure everything is okay. They did just a quick exam to my heart, and they were like dead quiet, a really tense moment. One of them just phoned to the hospital and said, I need a doctor to look at these exams, and the other nurse went running into my house to get some water and give me some meds, and they told me very seriously, okay, sir, you're going to go to the hospital in the ambulance right away because it's very likely that you had a stroke. I did not have a stroke, fortunately. I was hospitalized for a whole week. That was in not the intensive care, the one below, we call it intermediate care. I don't know the correct name in English, but yeah, it was a rough week, and I was in cardiology, and I had to wait for exams. They thought I had a stroke, and I remember one of the moments that went through my mind clearly. I was quite calm, actually. I was very calm, surprisingly, and one of the thoughts going through my mind was, dude, if this was caused because of stress, I'm quitting my job tomorrow. That's literally one of the things I thought. But I'm going to I'm seeing the messages on chat. I'm going to reply right away, and thank you for sharing. I'm just doing story time with Grandpa Fernando. Yeah. Where was I? Yeah, I was. If this was caused by stress, I'm quitting my job tomorrow. Luckily, exams came. The doctor said this is dangerous, but not that bad, and it's fully reversible. It's completely healable if you do things correctly. If you follow our commands and everything, you could still get permanent damages, but you could get 100% best. And just so you know how bad my pain was, the night from the 1st to the 2nd, they actually had to give me morphine in the hospital to sleep. The pain was so intense. But yeah, things got better. I got better. I followed the doctors, everything they said 100%. One of the reasons why I got a little bit fattier, and that's something I'm fighting now, is because for the first 6 months of 2023, I could not do any exercise at all. It was complete rest. But that was a scary moment, and cardiology, being in an intermediate care unit, it's a heavy place. Most places in the hospital are quite heavy. Sometimes there are places that the patients you see are less serious. Cardiology is a very serious branch. I was very bad, and most people around me were quite worse. And that is a powerful moment that gets you thinking. And one of the things I thought about was, what am I doing? I've always been I'm a huge dreamer. I've always been, and I'm super ambitious. And I'm like, why am I letting these things go to the secondary plane of my life? Why are these my second priorities? They should be higher up. I got one of those moments like, dude, you are living your life. You are living your life right now. What are you doing with it? It was kind of one of those wake-up calls. And this reminds me, when we had here the interview with Daniel Malhadas a few days ago, one of the stories I love that he shared was when his computer got stolen. That's one of the best things that happened to him, because it released him for how attached he was to his work, and it's something horrible that resulted in something good. It's horrible to be stolen, he probably hated the moment, he still hates it, but there was something positive coming out of it, and I feel like my hospitalization was the same thing, that one in January. I do not wish hospitalization to anyone. I will not say it was a good moment, it was scary AF, it was really bad, but the outcome was great. I did not have any permanent damage, and it really changed my outlook, and that was the final drop of water in the cup that made me, no, I'm going to become a streamer. I'm not sharing this story to say, oh, have pity of me, I was no, this is connected to streaming. That was the moment where I decided, that's why I started in March. I had to do preparation and everything, but yeah, and I did not quit my job. It was, because I was looking at chat, it was not related to stress, it was basically bad luck. Some things like my weight and everything increase my risk, but the doctors can't say this was caused by X, Y, or Z. It's basically, oh, you had bad luck, it was something related to your immune system and response to a virus you had and something, and I was unlucky, basically. When you see stats like, oh, there's a 0.1% chance of this happening. If there's a 0.1%, you can be the 0.1%, and I was I don't know what the percentage was, but I was unlucky. But I was unlucky, and I was lucky, because what I took from that experience was great. The TheNando channel prologue, and yeah, my life took a big turn for me, and one thing that you can notice how my life changed so drastically, I'm always saying, and I say this in many chats and something, I'm the kind of person who tends to get sick a lot, and that was true for most of my life. It's funny because there was a 10-month period of my life where I only wrote, like only dedicated to my book. I walked a lot and everything. I got sick 0 times. For me, 0 times in 10 months is insane. And people who watch my streams will be like, oh, this guy says he's sick, but he's always streaming, he's always healthy. And this was not the case. I feel like 2023 and the changes I did to my life habits, to my psychological aspects and everything, I feel like I'm a lot healthier person, and this winter I'm really surprised in a good way that I haven't gotten sick so far. And since at this day I was still hospitalized last year, this first week of January really hit hard in regards to health, because I spent the new year and everything, and I was like, now I'm doing streams, I'm doing things. A year ago, I was hospitalized on this day. You had a reference to one of the best indie rock bands and you didn't overreact like, OMG reference. You make your own life and build your own legacy, so it's about choosing. Either you go out of your comfort zone and potentially build something remarkable, or you stay away from your dreams. Yeah, it was the TheNando channel prologue, a huge W. It's ironic how a year that started in the most awful of ways turned out to be such a great year for you. Yeah, exactly. And it's often about how you respond to things, because I could also have taken the heart thing as a, okay, I'm so unlucky, I keep having health. I think it would be very easy for me or for someone in my situation to like get crushed by that, and if that happens to you, I won't judge you because it's not easy. But I feel like I did the right thing in seeing, like, not seeing that as a, okay, my life keeps getting worse and worse, now my heart is failing, what will fail next? I saw that as a warning, instead of being like, okay, it's the beginning of the end, and things will keep going downhill from here. My response to that warning was, okay, things are getting quite serious, you need to step up and do change, and do structural change. And talking about this new year, this 2024, this year, just so you can see how I'm super hyped, I'm not a huge, just to make it clear beforehand, I'm not a huge fan of extreme New Year's resolution. For example, oh, I'm going to lose this much weight and do an extreme diet. In that part, the New Year's resolution the New Year's resolution culture can be toxic for some people. If you take things too far, it can be bad. But me, I decided, okay, I'm going to do, even if it's a little, I'm going to try and do, while my health permits, a little bit of exercise every single day. And so far in 2024, I'm achieving that. And it's also because in 2023, I was prohibited from doing it for a long time. So it's not something that I just am doing because it's good for, it's something that I really want to do. Because once you are prohibited something, once you can't do exercise, you start valuing it a lot more, basically. But yeah, this is the prologue story. I had that bad moment, and then another thing that helped in me being a content creator, I've said this other times, but it will be a disservice not to say it again. I see Aizen, Sumu, and Maru, and here in chat, and the three of them were also quite positive influences for me for becoming a content creator. I remember starting saying to Aizen, I think Aizen was the first one that I talked about, like, oh, I'm going to become a streamer, and he's like, go for it, dude. And I remember discussing on Maru's server, okay, I'm going to debut, I'm going to become a streamer, and that's sharing things and making things more, not living like closed in yourself, sharing things more, and everything makes it more powerful. I'm glad I had amazing people to support me and to share this powerful moment. While the new year is just a human creation and yada yada, I like having that reset to try and make goals and review your last year's goal. Yeah, it's a human creation, but most things are human creation. Just because something is a human creation doesn't mean it has less value, basically. But yeah, I see Marun and Sumu and Aizen and everything, and that's something talking to them was good, because there's sometimes the trend of, oh, I'm going to do X, and you keep announcing it, and you never do it. Even though I had a heart problem, I could fall into that pattern, but since I talked to Maru and to Sumu and everything, I'm like, okay, things are out in the open now. I can't go back. I've told them I'm going to debut, so I need to go forward with it. But yeah, you shouldn't be too desperate if you can't accomplish the resolution, especially if they're difficult. Yeah. And we are only an element in our own life. Fortunately, I had circumstances that allow me to start streaming. But imagine if I had this goal and this ambition, and maybe I couldn't afford a streaming setup, or maybe I had no time, or something, maybe a calamity struck to one of my family members or something, and I didn't you can control your life to a certain point, then there's plenty of things that are still outside of your control. So maybe if you fail, okay, sometimes it's your fault, but you could fail and have no responsibility for it. For example, if I want to walk to do some exercise every single day of 2024, if tomorrow I wake up with an injured leg because of something, I will not walk, of course. Not everything is inside of your control. I think that having a close-knit safety net is good whenever you need to take new challenges. And you should also give props to yourself to being so perseverant and doing what you love the most despite all the possible barriers. Thank you very much, Maru. And yeah, I believe that sometimes people are like, okay, you need to jump, you need to take huge risks and everything. And although sometimes that works, and it works for some people, I feel like for me, having the support, having that safety net that Maru is talking about, I'm not the type of person who works well by, okay, just do the plunge. And for me, and on my debut, you can see, I'm going to review my debut once my channel does 1 year anniversary. But one thing I remember clearly was the amount of support and people there, and that's a huge safety net. And that's actually one of the main reasons why I'm 3D human and not VTuber human, is because VTubers need to hide their identity a lot of times, and I won't be able to reach out to so many people I know at first in order to keep myself safe if I was a VTuber. That's one of the reasons... FlashTuber, exactly. I was lacking a term. One of the reasons why I decided to become a FlashTuber was because that way I could share it with everyone. It's safer. It's easier to share and to do the starting boost for the channel. I can still lift dumbbells with an injured leg. I'm going to leave the gym to you, King Ameno. For me, it's more walking a lot, walking and relaxing. I mean, I say I'm going to work out, but I'm not going to super buff super buff mode. Let me just... Oh, why am I pouring tea? The tea is still full. But yeah, I arrived at March, and then it was my debut. I was... doing a little with an injured leg must be fun. I was super... the overflow. I was super nervous, and things went well, and they went well, but my channel shifted a lot at first. I feel like I took things too seriously. That's one of the things, because I don't change only on the new year. I feel like there's plenty of points along 2023 where my content changed a lot. And first, this channel will be 100% dedicated to literature. That was my original intention. Now you can see I do more variety streams. I want literature to be the main focus, the main image, the main identity, and literature will grow on my channel. Gaming had a huge boost and it needed to, but literature will also grow at the right time. I'm never going to abandon that branch of my channel, but I do feel like the type of content I was producing at first, although I considered quality content, first, I was not very good at speaking at first, and managing my voice level and everything. Streaming is hard. I've said it many times, and I say it because I'm not complimenting myself, because even before streaming, there's people who assume, oh, streaming, that's not a real job, that's not a real occupation, streaming is just talking and doing nothing, get a real job, what are you doing, you're not contributing. I never thought that. Even before being a streamer, I thought, okay, being a streamer is very hard. Now that I am a streamer, I don't need to assume that it's hard. I know it's hard, and especially at first, managing your voice, and I had... luckily, one of the things that you guys made my life a lot easier is that streaming for no one is so hard. It's a lot harder than streaming for 1 or 2 people, and I often thank chat and thank the awesome support I have, and you guys made my life as a streamer so much more easy. They were rare, but I had 1 or 2 streams, 2 or 3, that I can remember that had basically no one. One of them I was experienced, one of them I was not experienced. I managed both of them. Oh, but streaming for no one is tough. It's super lonely. Yeah, and the amount of effort you need to put in, you don't have this back and forth interaction. It's tough, and it's a lot harder. It's not like, oh, you are streaming to no one, it gets easier, because no. It's hard, and it can be devastating for you. When I end my streams with you guys, I feel great after them. When I did my streams with no one, it felt heavy. It felt... oof. That's the best way. So I really respect streamers who... luckily, thanks to you guys, I could... You made that step a lot easier for me, and I hope it keeps being easy. I hope I always... I mean, we don't know the future. Maybe tomorrow I will start a stream and there will be no one there. Maybe. And sometimes it's not bad intention from you guys. It's because people have busy lives. I said this countless times and I will keep saying it. I will never judge a viewer of mine from missing a stream, because there are so many streamers I love and I can't be there for their stream. So I completely understand. But yeah, let me just see what chat... the picture I have in my mind right now, one like Lipsky is being quite heavy. The most important thing is having fun. That's a huge truth. regardless of where you decide to take your content next. Yeah, there was a time where I was too much focused on the societal image, and I'm not talking about even internet society, the out there society of what value is, what quality is. I was really fixated on that image. I was like, oh, I don't want to be someone who is doing nothing for us. I want to produce value, and I was so fixated on that image that I was really harming my chances as a streamer. And what made me realize was that I was applying standards to myself that I don't apply to any other streamers, and I feel like artists and content creators and everything can relate to that fault, because there's plenty of streamers out there who do just gaming content, and I feel like they are entertaining so many people. I feel like what they are doing is so valuable, their personalities, sharing and everything, they are doing such a valuable contribution. And I was like, if I think that about them, why don't I apply those same standards to myself? Why am I forbidding myself of gaming? I'm saying this because for me, starting gaming on my channel was a huge step in terms of inner battle. Nowadays, I can't imagine my channel without gaming, but at first, it's something I love doing, but it was hard to accept gaming as a part of my channel. Because of all of these pressures, all of these notions and everything, and I'm just glad. First, I talk to people, and that's something you should do. Talking is good, if you have the right people. Luckily, I have the right people around me. I have excellent taste in people, so if you are my friend, congratulations, you've been selected by a sir with exquisite taste. But yeah, that helps me a lot. I'm talking a lot in chat, and I'm so happy right now. Right now, my hair is a mess. I'm feeling really happy as a streamer. I'm glad I decided to do a more relaxed stream. You were quick on adapting to streams. I can imagine it's a huge pressure. Yeah, it was hard. Luckily, I feel like in some things I did things the right way. Streaming for no one is super lonely. Yeah, it's really tough. Hugo, Maru saying to Hugo, anytime you need random shitpost ideas, feel free to ask. Yes. Maru is an expert in shitposting, when it comes to talk about cursed food, cursed videos and everything. I know people that attach small plushies to their mic or monitor so they feel like they're talking to some... Oh, I never seen that, but that's a very interesting idea, honestly. It must be more complicated than theater, for example. You can see the audience, but you feel the company from other fellow actors. Oh, and hello Stephanie, sorry for the delay. Yeah, it must be... I mean, it's different. For theater, you have the company of other actors and everything, but the image, I'm thinking theater, music, the visual image of you going onto a stage and seeing no one in the audience must be so strong and powerful. I think, for example, when you see 100 people here in chat, you don't imagine, I mean, I never had 100, I don't imagine 100 people. That's a lot. The same thing for 0. I think 0 is a really powerful number, and 0 in chat is bad. 0 in actually experiencing the 0 must be crushing. Yes, and what Maru's saying is also true. The theater, I've done theater a lot in my childhood. I think that's one of the things that helped me adapting to streamer. I did a lot of theater when I was younger, and yeah, 100% true. You see nothing. Yeah, I did some amateur theater as well, and I did like 1 or 2 plays that were kind of in okay, you are amateurs, but you are going to perform on a big stage. Oh, and on the big stage, all you know is heat and blindness and let's go. Yes, Hugo, you are in the right place for shit posting. My favorite part of this channel is the diversity. I love that you keep doing this thing, content each stream gives a lot more life to the channel. Am I your friend? Of course you are my friend. We were playing board games yesterday. You can admit I'm your fan for the food recommendations. Oh yes, Maru is... I don't think he's here. I have some... I think I've said hi to Philippe already, but just to make sure... Hello Philippe, welcome to the stream. Maru is my #1 reference when it comes to knowing if a place is good or not. There are some friends of mine, if I ask recommendations and they say this place is good, I'm like, thank you for telling me about that place, but now I'm going to double check, because I don't trust your recommendations that much. When it's Maru and talking about food, 100%. Yeah, me too, and I did feel like that as well. You can still hear people in the audience, but you can't see them. And one of my biggest problems as an actor, and it's funny, old habits die hard. When I saw my stream with Daniel Malhaz, the interview, I noticed that bad habit of mine still remains. On streaming it's easier for me to fight it, but it's the habit of this. I feel like I did many things well as an actor. I mean, I was a kid of course, but I considered I was good at delivering the lines and everything, but I was always looking at the ground. That was, even if I was being super expressive, super dramatic, and now I'm doing this on purpose for representative settings, it doesn't matter. I could be walking around doing the most badass action, my eyes never left the ground. It was my major flaw. Do you play sport? Will you stream about your sport? Yeah, regarding sports, I'm currently... I mean, I can't consider walking a sport, but last year it's one of the things I did to improve my health. I picked up golfing, and I'm really enjoying golfing as a sport, and it was a really good sport for me, for my heart, because I should not... I also played some tennis, and I really enjoy tennis, but after my heart condition, playing tennis would be complete no. And oh, just a fun fact, this story comes full circle. I started talking about my heart condition. My final appointment where I'm going to do the final exams to make sure everything is correct and getting the green light to, okay, your heart episode is over and now you can live your life properly. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow is that appointment. So it really marks the 1 year thing about my heart. But yeah, channel started. Super focused on literature. I was very hard on myself. I was a lot more nervous. That's something I also need to talk about, because, for example, now I have this overlay, and it's one of I'm also going to talk about the ambitions for 2024 in a minute. There may be a new overlay on the way. I may have hired someone to make an overlay. I'm not sure. But nowadays, a lot of things, for example, I know how my thumbnails will be. My descriptions, a lot of them are just copy-pasted. Things get easier. When you start, there's so much. The to-do list is absurd. Preparing overlays, and I mean, nowadays OBS, what's OBS? This is so easy. This software, it's so basic, it's so intuitive working. You asked 1 year ago Fernando to work with OBS, I knew nothing. You need to learn a lot of things. So it's super overwhelming, and I'm glad nowadays, if I compare what it is to stream now compared to a year before, nowadays streaming is a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable. But you need to go through the non-enjoyable part. It's like... the first analogy that came to my mind, I don't know why, was you need to first eat the shell of the onion before Why did I think about an onion? I know onions are layered, but onions are not your best example of a tough outer... Why did I not think of a coconut? You need to break the shell to eat the sweetie. Why did I think of an onion? OBS is basically the main software that streamers use. It's basically, if I want to do this or this is OBS doing. It's changing the overlays. Oh, and yeah, Maru, you know nothing about the overlays I'm planning. I have no idea what artist I hired. But yeah, I feel like I hired the right person for the job. I'm super excited when I've seen some small previews from the artist, and oh boy, I'm super hyped. I bet she likes tea. Maybe she likes coffee. I don't judge people based on their beverage of choice. Onion. Marco Pierre White. That's the name of the chef, right? Maybe I'm wrong. No, it's not him. He's the one who does the chopping like crazy. The one who says onion is another one. Marco Pierre White is the one who is insane with the knife, not the meme one. He's like that. Oh, I'm an amateur chef. Let me show you. Nah, I'm retired. I don't know how to cook anymore. Let me show you how to cut an onion. Then he's looking at the camera. And it's like, if you haven't seen him being Marco Pierre, I think it's Marco Pierre White. I hope I'm not messing up the names. If you see him chopping onions, dude, or garlic or something, and it's like each slice is paper thin. I don't know why I'm sidetracking like that, but yeah, I started very heavy, very on the literature, and there was a time, I think it was around September, yeah, probably around September, and I used to stream only like once, it's the French chef, Oignon. I used to stream like once or twice a month, because lack of time, but another thing why that was a bad strategy is each stream had so much preparation, so much hype on my side, that each stream needed to be huge. Since I streamed very little, if a stream failed, it really hit hard. It's like, okay, this stream failed, now you're going to live with your failure for 15 days. Today, if this stream had no one watching, it'll be like, okay, Tuesday I'm back. Okay, Friday. I mean, I prefer to have good streams, but having less streams made each stream heavier for me, and I really needed to put. And also because I knew some people that I only see on stream, it's be like, okay, now bye, see you in 15 days or a month. And when I look at my watch time and my things, you can see that I had the initial boost, and then things were starting to die a bit on the channel. I mean, I need to be honest, my enjoyment was decreasing. I was trying really hard, and things, the data was going downhill. If I look at I did not prepare data or graphs for the stream, end of August and everything, things were getting worse and worse. And that's when I decided to, okay, I'm going to change my perspective on content creation completely. I'm going to be a lot more relaxed. I'm going to start gaming, just enjoy things, do more streams, and that was a great decision. I'm complimenting past TheNando. That was a good job, TheNando. You did a great decision. Yeah, I feel like this shift in the channel, doing more relaxed things and everything, was really the right call. And many people have said, okay, the TheNando I know is a chaotic chaos person. I'm someone who, I'm a duality. On one hand, look at how organized this is. Look at this beauty. If you look at some of the things I do, this is just an example, but I do things so structured in such an organized way. It's insane. It's work of art. Then you look at the other side of TheNando. For example, if you open a code programmed by me, it's pure chaos. There's some people who tend to be, okay, I'm clean and tidy in everything. Okay, I'm a bit messy. I'm a person of two opposite extremes. I'm both super organized in some things and super chaotic in others. And I don't remember where I was getting at with this. Where was I getting at with this with this topic? Speaking of gaming, I know you guys. I completely forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, what's your plan after your current story-driven game? Now I'm going to... I feel like I've kind of talked a bit about 2023. Now I'm going to talk about 2024. Yeah, 2024, let's go! It will be better than 2023! For everyone, I hope! Let's go, 2024! Yeah, 2024. What? Oh, I forgot. I'm just remembering some things I forgot to add on my goals for 20. I'm going to add them right now. You can't see them, but I'm going to show them in a bit. Just one moment. Chotomate kudasai. The scuff. I just remembered, because I'm going to show you guys my goals for the channel for 2024 in a bit, and I remember that I forgot 2 goals. So I'm editing them while you can't see them. Yeah, 2024. Huge plans. And what huge plans, and at the same time, huge not plans. What do I mean by that? One of the things that has been kind of one of my personal curses as well, even though I finally started streaming, I'm the kind of person who is like, okay, one day I want to stream Minecraft, add it to the idea list. Okay, one day I want to organize an Age of Empires tournament, add it to the idea list. One day I want to do this, one day I want to do that. And then the to-do list grows and you start feeling, instead of having a bank of great ideas, and it's good to store ideas, I store too many. Yeah, huge not plans, that's what I'm saying. And I feel like I plan too much. And instead of thinking, okay, when will I do the Minecraft stream? I've announced a Minecraft stream already. I'm going to try to be more proactive. The getting a new overlay, it's something that I could be planning and thinking for lots of months. Yeah, don't know fully. I could be thinking for lots of months, but I always said, no. What did you learn with your hospitalization last year? Be more proactive and just do things. And that's really one of the things I want to do in 2024 is, instead of storing ideas, execute them. So you ask me, what's your plan for after the current story-driven game? No idea. I won't plan. When I reach there, I will find out. I say that, I'm saying this with full honesty. I don't know if it will be The Witcher, if it will be something else. Currently, TheNando can't imagine what that day TheNando will want, so I leave that decision to that day TheNando. While currently TheNando can focus on currently TheNando things. And since we are talking about the overlays, that's another thing for 2024. At the end of 2023, I did my first collab. For me, that was a huge moment of the channel, and the feedback I got from that collab was amazing. It was incredible. So many different people in completely different contexts, people who I was not imagining at all that they were going to watch the stream, reached out to me and said, oh, that stream was really good. Oh, people who knew both me and Malhaz, and people who didn't know Malhaz. She was like, oh, how did you get an author to come onto the show? He was an amazing, you both had such good chemistry. The feedback from my first collab really made me want to do more collabs. And collabs can come in more than one way. There's collabs like doing online collabs, but also sharing the effort, sharing the workload. That's why I decided to hire someone to do the overlays. I could be the silly old TheNando who was like, okay, I need to do everything by myself. If I don't do everything, and I've talked about this, there's many different psychological phenomena that makes us think I need to do it all by myself, but often that's the wrong approach. So that's why I decided more and more I'm reaching out, I'm talking to other content creators, I'm asking for help. If it's just like a small tip for someone who is welcome to give it, I ask it. If it's something that is a quality work and deserves to be paid, I'm paying people, I'm reaching out, I'm doing things. And that's also in my writing. I'm also behind the scenes, I'm sharing my first story a lot. Usually I wrote it all, and then only after it was over did I send it to people. The story I'm currently writing, people are commenting on it behind the scenes and everything, and sharing for me has been such a huge positive shift, and it's a trend that I want to continue in 2024. As I said, the passing of the year, it's not what makes me a new person, but it's a good way to reflect upon the changes. Not all changes need to be made right now. Sometimes it's like, and this is one of the cases, this change was good, let's reinforce it, let's keep going, you're going the right way. It's also something you need to give yourself a pat on the back sometimes. We often only focus on the flaws or the negative side or something. If you take a good decision, acknowledge it and say, yo, good job myself, you did a good... And yeah, I want to keep this trajectory of doing more collabs and everything. If I don't do a collab right now, if I didn't announce one for January, I really wanted to, but I couldn't. The reason is because I still have the same old flaw, and that will not go away easy, that I have my job, I have my writing, and I have my YouTube. That's something that I hope one of these aspects goes away in 2024. I hope, I make no promises. But, I mean, that feels, saying it like that, it feels like I want to get fired or something. No, I want to finish my job contract. That's basically that. So I have some more freedom for a while. But yeah, I want to do a lot more collabs. That's going to be something really important going forward for my channel. And I'm also, as I said, I've been reaching out to other content creators, not only for collabs, sometimes just tips. Sometimes they tell me, okay, you're doing good, but you should really change this on your channel. One of the things everyone reinforces, everyone who is being successful, is the matter of identity, and that ties into the overlay and everything. It's, you need to be you. You need to say, I'm here, this is who I am. I'm a guy who drinks tea and plays Age of Empires and talks about literature and does silly things. It's really important. It's branding. I mean, if you have a company, your brand comes for your website design, your logo, your messages and everything. If you're a YouTuber, you are your own brand. You need to promote yourself. I mean, I don't take into consideration a lot what I'm wearing on camera or something, but I mean, but this is very intentional. The bookshelves and everything. Yeah, and I'm also a mechanical engineer, that's true. And this is all very deliberate. I'm showing these things, and people who... I wanted to have Daniel Menadas commenting on this, but the number one shock I have from people who come here to my streaming place, they are all insane. They are not all insane. I'm the insane one. They're all shocked because they come in here and they're like, dude, this is so small. This is so cramped. This looks so chaotic. And that's true, because I really optimized things for looking good on YouTube. And if you look at the rest of the room, you kind of feel like, okay, he had a plan, he wanted to present things nicely, but the layout of this room kinda paid the price a little bit. It's aesthetically pleasing, but the angle you have from real life is very different than... One day I need to share a whole picture. Small and chaotic is my thing, don't worry. Maybe you are all insane, we live in a society. Oh no, Afonso Castro, aka the Joker, commenting here. But another important thing when it comes for streams and enjoying yourself is always also to know when to give yourself a break. And since I was talking... Fernando playing Yakuza 0. Oh no, the stream is shifting. It was being super wholesome and now it's like we are going to bully Fernando into playing all the games. And you are not alone, Maro. I have more people really wanting me to play Yakuza. Lol stream. GTA 5. Oh, GTA 5 would be more controversial because I feel like I have Final Fantasy 14. You are also not the only one asking me to play Final Fantasy 14. I'm doomed. And that's why, since I'm doomed, I need to run away. I'm going to do a quick 5-minute break, leaving you with the amazing bookshelves. The first meme that was... yes. The first meme that was ever made on this channel. The bookshelf, when I was still a young silly streamer. No. So yeah, I will leave you guys with the bookshelf. So, bookshelf time, and I will be right back in 5 minutes. I'm back. You've seen the bookshelf, so I'm sorry to disappoint you, but now you're looking at me again. And I was looking at people, but yeah, Zumu, you are the creator of the bookshelf meme, even though the bookshelf is eternal. I was looking at chat, and another thing that makes me really happy as a content creator, it's one of those thoughts. I didn't have it related to this stream. I was thinking about this morning, actually. Thanks to Eisen, and Eisen is a streamer, he was here a while ago, I don't know if he still is. Thanks to Eisen and his Discord and everything, a Discord is a community, a streamer creates a community. Thanks to Eisen, I got to meet Maru. And I joined her community, joined her Discord. I'm a huge fan of her work. She streams on Twitch, you can check her out. And then thanks to Maru, I got to meet Zumu. And this is kind of a chain of... This just shows how streamers are more than just myself. It's actually a thing of a community, because... and that's one of the things I want to create. Maybe, who knows, maybe I'm looking at King Ameno and Hugo-san, and maybe they will one day become great friends and do a streaming collab together. Or maybe not, maybe they will grow to hate each other. But that's also one of the things I really enjoy as a streamer, is the... It's not just me, it's everything, the culture that creates, and it ties back to one of the things I really defend when it comes to streaming, is that I don't want to grow super fat, I don't want to grow huge, I want to grow well. If nowadays you could get me like, oh, starting tomorrow, TheNando, you're going to have 2,000 viewers on every single one of your streams, but they will be super toxic. Or you can choose to get one new viewer each month, but they will perfectly tie into your community, they will be wholesome, supportive. I prefer the slow and steady growth. And that's one of the things so far I'm achieving, and I hope to continue achieve, is to create a community where people can feel free just to lurk, they can feel free to participate in chat, they can comment things, they can talk back and forth, they can make jokes and everything. This is something that's really important to me as a streamer. The streamer has a role in the stream, which is streaming. Great quote. Someone please write that down in chat. Great quote. Yeah, the streamer has a role on the stream, which is streaming, but he's only part of an ecosystem. I don't know if that's a sphere he's creating. And I've gained a lot personally with being a part of spheres other content creators have created. So I also want to provide a good sphere for you. This talk, I know what I'm saying, I know it makes sense, I know I'm being wholesome, but my word choice is making it sound so weird. So, secret number 1. When you are being weird and saying silly stuff, deflect. Do a pouring of tea. Yes. Streamer has a role. I forgot, the streamer has a role on stream. The on stream is very important. The repeating the stream radical 3 times. But I feel like we've reached the point where I can start sharing my goals for 2024, I feel like. And because I also have some nuances and things I want to add to those goals, and things regarding motivation. And I don't want to go to the presentation with chat, I'm enjoying these vibes, so I'm going to put them on display on the screen. I hope they don't cover my face. Okay, it's nice. But yeah, my goals for 2024. The first one, and most important, it's not 100% only... It's not 100% only related to streaming. I want to get... If 2023 was the year that my dream of being a streamer started, 2024 must be the year where my dream of being a YouTuber... my voice is cracking. Here I was just a while ago saying, oh, I know how to pace my voice, I don't lose my voice anymore on stream. I don't get sick, my throat is always fine, I'm a great streamer. 5 minutes later, oh, my voice is dying, save me, chat. But yeah, I started my actual journey as a content creator on 2023. On 2024, I want to really start my life as an author. My first literary work on my own world, not like a short story or anything, no, like 14 to 15 chapter book. It will not be my first huge book, that's still cooking, but I need to publish at least one book in 2024 with a cover and everything well designed, well thought out. I'm going to not ask for help, I'm going to collab with people for the book and everything. It's a project that I won't be sharing that much on streams, only sometimes, but behind the scenes you can be sure I'm really going to push that forward. I'm going to to make the dream come true. I'm going to publish my first literary work, and I feel like it's always also for you guys. You keep hearing me about, oh, I'm a writer, I love writing, I write things. And it must be so frustrating for some of you. Okay, if you write, and I kinda enjoy your vibe, and maybe I will also enjoy your book, why can't I read it? Please put something out. So yeah, I hope I can quench that desire. I will really fight to publish my first book this year. Then read 16 books, that's a yearly goal of mine, no biggie. Do at least one literature related stream per month, at least one. That's, as I said, I don't want that side of my channel to fade out. It will always be there, and maybe one day it will be the main side of my channel. Nowadays I feel like it's gaming, but I really want to make at least one well thought out, well planned, well structured stream a month. Not with the same drastic approach I had in the past, but I want to have those conversations, to have discuss literature, discuss writing. This goal, I should have included like a star or something. Make 6 interviews. That's because I'm loving interviews and contacts, but this goal has a nuance. And it comes down to one of the key aspects of motivation. If you want to get motivated, one of the best ways to kill your own motivation is to make your motivation depend on things that aren't within your control. For example, I'm going to give a concrete example so you can understand what I'm saying. Imagine I'm writing a book, and I want to establish a goal for my book. I could establish the goal. 1. I want to make this an amazing book. I want to really enjoy it and it to be really great. But some people don't like this kind of objectives because they feel abstract. So they tie them into a more concrete objective. And I could have the second objective of, I'm going to submit this work for that award, and I want my work to win the award. Now, there's one thing that plays here. If you are submitting a book to an award, you are doing your best and everything, but other writers are also doing your best. And maybe your work is terrible, but you submitted your work for the award in a year where all submissions are horrible, so you won. Or maybe you are up against the new Tolkien, and you got second place, but you are fighting against the greatest writer of our generation. And I mean, if someone called me the second greatest writer of our generation, I would be quite happy. But you don't know that context, you don't know why you lost. So where I'm going with this is that when your goals start depending on factors that are outside of your control, it can be very easy to get demotivated. Because if you don't have full control, you can do everything right and still fail. And that comes to many goals. It depends on this, the interviews one, and this, to reach 500 subs. I can create this year the best content in the world, maybe. I don't think I will, but this channel could be the greatest single channel out there, and I could remain at 100 subs or less, because at the end of the day, gaining a sub is not, okay, I did good content. Making a sub requires someone to be watching the content and pressing a button, and I can't control the mind of people to do that. So this is I can do everything within my power, and then I can look back and say, okay, you did your best, pat on the back. But a goal like reaching 500 subs, if I fail it, I should evaluate why I failed it. Maybe it was my own fault, maybe not. So always be careful. And I would recommend you, when it comes to motivation and setting goals, you can set goals that are outside of your control, but identify it. Always be careful, and always identify this goal is only up to me. For example, doing exercise is mostly up to me. Reading books is mostly up to me. There's not a great thing outside of my control that can stop me from reading books right now. But doing interviews, I need to collab with people, and maybe people won't be able to do it. And this also ties into another thing, that is, how serious should you take your own goals? Imagine I'm in December, mid-December, and I did 5 interviews, and I'm like, oh, I'm missing one. Let me reach out to a bunch of people because I need to complete the goal. Imagine being the guy or gal or the person who is approached to do an interview, and, oh, why are you interviewing me? Oh, because I need to fulfill my goal, you will be the number 6. If someone... I mean, I would not say that to the person directly, but if someone wanted to interview me just to fill a quota, it feels kind of devaluing the person. So this goal, for example, make 6 interviews, is something I want. I want to do interviews, but I will not force this goal. It must be natural. If I do it, I do it. If I don't, it's fine. And that's something really important with goals. That's why I wanted to share my goals, just not to say what they are, but also to talk about this. Talk about goals and ambitions and your mindset in... Yeah, it has to be honest, otherwise it has no meaning. And right now, I have 5 people in my mind that I want to interview. One of them already knows. 2 of them don't know, but I'm quite sure that they will accept once I approach them. And 2 of them, it's like reaching the impossible, let's go. It's basically me asking for a channel with 100,000 subs. Oh, do you want to be interviewed by me? Because that's sometimes... as long as you do it with respect, you lose nothing by asking. And I will be very polite, very respectful, but I want to try my luck. And I will not ask Brandon Sanderson yet, because one of the reasons is I only want to talk to Brandon Sanderson when I'm also an author. That's one of the... I mean, if he today came to my house and wanted to chat, I would not say, oh, don't speak to me, I'm not ready. But I will not... One day I will reach out for Brandon Sanderson, but I'm not prepared. But yeah, I have 5 names, 2 are huge, but I'm sure more will appear along the year. I want to do more interviews because I loved interviewing Daniel Malhadas. But this is not a goal that I will be super stern, super... If next year I do... At 2025 I want to review this list, that's why I made it. If this goal is not fulfilled, no bothers. That's something important, to know the intensity of each goal, how much weight they have. This one, Japanese only stream. Oof, this will be tough, but I've said it once. Why is my nose so itchy? Once I was saying, oh, I never get sick. Oh, this year, since I started streaming, I don't get sick. I hope karma or something doesn't play a prank. And later I'm like, dude, I'm going to cancel this guy's stream. I got sick. I hope I don't get that karma. But yeah, Japanese only stream, that will be a huge challenge. And once again, my goal is not to speak perfect I won't speak perfect Japanese, I'm 100% sure. I won't speak decent Japanese, maybe. My goal is really, okay, I'm doing the effort of learning Japanese. I want to communicate. I will sometimes use maybe poorer Japanese, but with the intention of getting my message across. I have until spring for the Japanese stream, according to KU. Yeah, because I said, once the next Holocure patch comes out, I will stream Holocure speaking only in Japanese. And this will be a hard challenge, but it's one I want to do. And depending on how it goes, I can do more or less Japanese streams, but I want to try it. It's basically that. I want to challenge myself. Another challenge I want to fulfill, and this will be a hard one. 2024? 24-hour-long stream. My endurance as a streamer, and I felt that on the last stream of 2023, the 12 hours of Age of Empires, my endurance as a streamer has grown a lot. And I've seen some 24-hour streams, or longer or shorter, lately. I mean, some of them feel like, it's the same with the interviews. It feels like, okay, you are just trying to fill the time. But there are times where having a long stream allows you to do some unique time of content. For example, community-based content, we could play along the 24 hours, we could play Gartic Phone, we could do... It will be very community-based, those 24 hours, and sometimes I would be more alone. I could, like, okay, let's go to Minecraft, who wants to join? Open server, let's go. And yeah, I want to do a 24-hour long stream, see if I can endure it. Of course, I will do some pauses just for eating, but yeah, staying 24 hours awakened, that will be very hard. But I want to try it. Do more collabs and be proactive. These are two major guidelines for my channel for 2024. As I said, don't just plan things out. Do them. I really want to get into that mindset, because a lot of things in life, it's about positive and negative rewards. If you try something out and you are punished for it, you feel like, okay, maybe there are sometimes where you should keep going. It's the leaving the comfort zone. For example, if I go to the gym, tomorrow my body will be full pain. I will be punished for it. But maybe at the end of the punishment there's a reward. But other times the rewards are immediate. There's a balance of rewards and punishments. I mean, that's how a lot of education works, of raising a pet or a kid or something. It's punishments, rewards, and everything, and our brain channels and thingamajigs and ooh, brain magic. But yeah, every time I did a collab, every time I reached out to people, every time I was proactive, every time I did not overplan and just commit and let's go, I was rewarded. I was rewarded in good feedback, I was rewarded with good content, I was rewarded with my mindset becoming better. So, I do feel there are extremes. For example, if I only do collabs, maybe my channel will start losing its identity. If I only be proactive, maybe I will start getting impulsive and reckless, and I'm not that kind of person. It's always about the balance. But since I feel like, for example, for the collab, if this is a scale, this is balance. This is having too much collabs. I was like this. I was very isolated. So I'm going in the correct direction, but I feel like I'm not reaching any extreme at all. I feel like I need still to walk a lot more in the direction of do more collabs and be proactive before that starts being a problem. So yeah, if you are going the right way, keep walking. It's the opposite. Sun Tzu says, when your enemy is... Oh, I feel like I'm an Age of Empires tutorial. Sun Tzu once said, when your enemy is making a mistake, do not interrupt him. This is the opposite logic. If you are doing correct, do not interrupt yourself. Keep going with the correct way. Well, Karma is always appealing for focus. Just look at the way she used... League of Legends references. What? I was saying I have such a great community and now people are talking about League of Legends. Oh, and for example, talking about things... League of Legends, we know how it's kinda the meme that it's very toxic. A lot of my greatest friends, I met them in League of Legends. I have at least 2 or 3 in specific I can think of that I met them in League of Legends. So it's always... You can't judge... and I used to play League of Legends. I know, shocking. I know you can't imagine such a wholesome person playing League of Legends. I was a vivid not Age of Empires, that I still am, League of Legends player in the past. But yeah, related to the being proactive and organizing an event and doing more collabs, I want to organize an event. Not a in-person event, of course, I'm not insane. The logistics with that for someone as small as me would be a nightmare. Something online, like a video game tournament maybe, wink wink, maybe it's already being cooked behind the scenes. Yeah, I want to have like, okay, this event happened and I was the key figure in organizing it. I want to do... Yeah, I only played a little bit of League of Legends. I only played some 2,000, 3,000 matches, I think. So, not much. If it wasn't for League of Legends, I don't know if I could break the cage of having friends outside school space. So yeah, in the end, I have a good opinion. Yeah, exactly. I hate League of Legends, but at the same time, I'm super grateful towards the game. Extremely grateful. Some of the best friends I had, or some even friends that I didn't meet them through League of Legends, but it was through League of Legends that our friendship got cultivated and grew a lot. So yeah, even though you will probably hear me speaking bad of League of Legends, at the same time, there's lots of good things in League of Legends as well. Yeah, organize an event, improve my stream quality. It's one of my goals, and one of the good ways to improve the stream quality is one, the streamer improving, being better at communicating and everything, but also having a good overlay would help. So hint to another thing that's maybe coming soon. No, I agree with the false cast, we live in a society, oh no. I would like to reach 500 subs this year. That would be one of the... That would be great. If I reach more, even better, but I don't want to be overly ambitious. If this year we reach 500 subs at the end of December, I will be really happy. But this is the same as the interviews. I will do my best, but if I don't reach it, maybe it could be my fault, maybe doing my best. And there's something also that's important. There's effort and there's efficiency. And sometimes, and this ties into, for example, my first streams, my effort was insane, my efficiency was not. I was putting a lot of effort for very little reward. So yeah, I will try to do effort and be efficient at reaching 500 subs, but if I don't, and I don't know everything, maybe I will follow my approach, I will follow what I think is best, but it will be the wrong approach, and maybe I will research and do a quick search, but there's good and bad teachers, there's good and bad information out there. I will do my best. If I reach it, hurrah. If I don't worry, keep going. I never played League of Legends because I already got way too salty with 5 Final Fantasy XIV Savages. Oh yes. For me, League of Legends, for example, I can only play League of Legends if we are a pre-made team of 5 and no communication with the opponent team. Even then, I had some friends who got overly salty and made me feel uncomfortable at times with the experience. But yeah, for me it had to be only a 5-player pre-made team and no overall chat. That's why I feel like there's also quite a lot of good players, good communities in League of Legends. Because I see my 5-player team, okay, we are awesome, we are not toxic, so probably there's a lot of other teams like that out there. But what are they doing? They are not communicating in the all chat, they're not doing everything. So probably the positive and wholesome side are more silent. And then the toxicity comes and just the right in the negative way, toxic comment and the right moment can make you feel miserable. So yeah, don't try to take. There are 2 things that you can't remove from Maru: Final Fantasy XIV and coffee. So yeah, and finally, I wanted to talk about this goal specifically because people always talk about change and the new year is about changing and everything, and changing is good, but also it's a balance. As I said, we need to strike the balance with everything. That's a common theme in my streams. When it comes to writing, when it comes to streaming, I always talk about having a balance. And I want to change, I want to improve, but I never want to stop being myself. And this is just ways to better myself, not to change myself. I mean, change myself for the better, but not to destroy myself, basically. It's very important when we are hearing these periods of change. Sometimes you focus on all your negatives and you can start like tearing yourself apart. Let's say, okay, I dislike this, that about myself, so I'm going to destroy myself and create a new me. That's not what... That's... I mean, it depends where you're at. I can't comment on every single person, I don't know your context and everything. But that's not... For me, that's not what I want to do right now. I'm enjoying being myself. I just want to keep going and being myself in a more efficient way and a better way. I want to optimize. I'm TheNando speedrun any percent, best route, glitchless, 100. I want to speedrun how... I want to be better at being my... Yeah, I don't want to... That's a good way to phrase it. I don't want to change myself, I want to be better at being myself. That sounds nice, I enjoyed it. Poetry. I only played Final Fantasy 7, X, X2, 10, 10, 2, 13, and 15, so I have no idea how the reality works for Final Fantasy 14. You should try it, oh no. Have you heard of the critically... oh, I wish I knew all of that copy pasta. Have you heard of the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy? Yes, I'm trying not to spam the copy pasta. Exactly. My mind went to the same place as well. But yeah, my goals... I know the copy pasta by heart. As you can see, my goals, and I think this is important for people, I don't think there's anything here that's either shocking or unexpected. I feel like my goals are just keep going, basically. It's basically diminish your negatives and improve your positives. That's basically my goal for 2024, and lose a little bit of weight. That's not on the list because it's more of a personal goal, but I would like to lose some kilograms. And I kind of feel like, and that's something, where I was talking about making the interviews and something, another way this applies is stream length. It's not something I talk about, but I try to make my stream lengths feel natural. For example, if now I was like, okay, I wanted this stream to be 2 hours and a half long, and it's only been an hour and a half. Let me try to find content to speak for... I mean, it could work, and you know how I go when I start rambling. I'm thinking of ending the stream soon, but if I get to ramble mode... Oh, I just remember one thing I want to mention as well. Oh, here comes the ramble! Let me just hide the goals. This is something also a personal identity-related question I had a lot throughout 2023, and I feel like it was at the end of 2023 and start of 2024 that I got my answer. I've talked a lot about VTubers. I love VTubers. There's VTubers here. Oh, let me get the awesome... I love doing this. Yes, I'm a VTuber now. I am Sweet-chan. I don't know how this looks on camera, but it tends to look good. But yeah, my... Oh, this feels so wholesome. My channel, I'm just going to say like this for a bit. My channel has a lot of VTuber content, as you can see. And it's one of the questions I thought about a long time was, am I going to be a FlashTuber or a VTuber? And when I say think about it a long time, it's not thinking in a good way like, oh, let's make a pros and cons list and take a decision. It's like when you know when something gets, like, the idea keeps borrowing through your head and you have no progress. Because I thought about the pros and cons and everything, and I felt like that personal decision was going nowhere. Oh no, unfortunately, Maru, it's different. I'm still going to talk a lot about VTubers. I'm still going to do a lot of content about VTubers. But one of the things I realized is, okay, I'm enjoying this. I'm not a huge fan of but I'm enjoying doing content this way. And for example, my interview with Daniel Malhadas, it's easy to think of all the things I could do as a VTuber and forget the things I can do because I'm not a VTuber. That interview with Daniel Malhadas, the two of us sitting right next to each other, I don't think it would have worked that well. It would be a lot harder to organize if I was a VTuber. So I think I finally got my answer, and I decided if one day I am a VTuber, oh, I'm going to give it my all. But for now, I'm not a VTuber and I'm going to remain. I finally got my own personal answer. I'm not saying I will always be a non-VTuber. Maybe one day I'm going to change my mind, but let's say I accepted the fact that I'm not a VTuber. I struggled with it a lot, and now I finally accepted, okay, you are not a VTuber and you are fine. Like, it's a strange realization to have, because, and sometimes I say that I have some benefits from being a not VTuber, but sometimes I also pay a price. For example, there are VTubers who are great, and I wish I could do a collab with them, and they say, oh, but I prefer not to do collabs with FlashTubers, and I don't judge anyone. As I said, we as content creators are our own brand, and I understand VTubers want to protect their own brand and prefer to, especially when they are growing. Some of them, your channel can go downhill, and it could be not ill-intentioned, but sometimes you can harm the algorithm or something by doing a collab as a VTuber with a FlashTuber at the wrong moment. So, but yeah, I feel like sometimes I miss some opportunities due to not being a VTuber, but I feel like I need to accept that. I need to accept that this is who I am, this is the content I'm producing, and also, because I'm not a VTuber, there's things I can do. For example, if I was a VTuber and I did a 5-hour stream just talking about HoloLive, I could do it. But maybe having a FlashTuber talking about VTubers reaches a different audience. It has a different pace. I can do different things. So yeah, I decided to accept. Maybe one day you will be a VTuber. Now you are not. I accepted the fact. And oh, another one of the main reasons why I'm not a VTuber is that for my book, I feel like promoting my book as a VTuber would be a lot harder. That's one of the reasons. And this, taking decisions for me and for many people, is one of the hardest things in life. And for me, this is a decision... don't worry, Mar, don't worry. For me, this is a decision that was not easy. And I don't... If you ask me, is me being a non-VTuber the right decision? All I can say is that I don't know. Honestly. Maybe if I was a VTuber right now, I would have 1,000 subs already. Maybe I would have 1 or 2. We can't... we never know. Maybe I'm doing the worst decision of my life. But I feel like one of my problems is the second guessing. Like, okay, I decide to be like this, and now I'm always thinking, oh, what if I would... The what ifs. What ifs can become a plague on your mind. And I feel like the what if I was a VTuber was getting kind of toxic inside of my own head. So I decided to silence it, for a bit. But as I said, this does not mean I will not one day be a VTuber. Oh, the vibe of the stream changed so much. It feels so comfy now. Let me just read what chat was saying. I'm not sure if you've heard of the All Alive, that group. I need to do a more HoloLive content. That's one thing I want to do, and I want to do more content related to VTubers as a non-VTuber. I feel like accepting that I'm not a VTuber will actually get me closer to VTuber content, because not accepting yourself is often the worst thing. So now that I know that, okay, you are not a VTuber, I feel like I'm going to do more content talking about VTubers. Of course, my channel will never be VTuber only, but yeah, as a VTuber you can be in pajamas also. Oh, that would... This... Oh, I'm getting better at knowing the size. This comment hits the mark. The hardest part of streaming is when today I did my exercise, I took a bath, and then I was like, yes, now I can go on my pajamas and stay there all day. No, I can't go on my pajamas, I have to stream. Why? Why am I dressed? Why? I want pajamas. Yeah, that's the hard part. But it's good to feel comfortable. Yeah, don't worry, I know most people in chat well enough to know when they are joking. Fernando goes on a journey to discover himself. He finally reaches the top of a mountain. He has been climbing for hours, while on the top he gazes upon the beautiful landscape, as gazing upon his own soul, and he realizes, I'm not a VTuber, I accept this. I don't think it's the worst decision as long as you're happy with it, and without doubt it's the best decision. Yeah. Yeah, well, you could do the Japanese only stream as a VTuber. Oof. Nah, but that's one of the things I said that I've talked about many I've talked with many content creators. First of all, having a good VTuber is an investment, is a commitment. Since I'm quite small, if I do that, like, oh, I'm going to prepare a video, could be a PNG VTuber and the commitment is small, but like preparing a VTuber for just one stream would be a huge commitment. And the second thing is, I've talked about identity. Identity is really important in content creation, and that's one of the reasons why VTubing works so well. Because when you are VTubing, you have an identity, you have a lot of the most important aspects of content creation are inherently a part of VTubing, because VTubing was created for content creation. The fact that the VTuber has a lore and everything, it has many things that allow you to create an identity, and having an identity is huge. But right now, since I'm trying to define my own identity, if I start, that's one of the reasons I also decide to accept that this is who I am. Because if I start having some streams as a Flash tuber and others as a VTuber, it could work, but since I'm not super big, it could also be strange for new viewers and fragment that identity of mine. For example, a new viewer, you need to subscribe to my channel, and maybe he's someone who hates VTubers and he subscribes to the Flash tuber, and one day, why is a VTuber showing up on my subscriptions? Cancel. And that this way, I mean, I don't want people who dislike VTubers on my community, but yeah, it's important for me to communicate my identity. I really enjoy that idea, Maro. Oh, using a PNG photo of my... Oh, I really enjoy that idea. Oh, you are onto something. That's some... I'm going to cook. That is something I'm going to... Having my PhD... Yeah, that's super... I love it. I absolutely love that idea, Maro. Oh, thank you. I need to put on switch on to write. Go back to your place, switch on. Oh, I need to write that down. I love that idea. Being a PNG streamer, that's just myself. Oh, another thing that you can tell from my setup that you don't realize when you are here watching the video, I said everything is kind of scuffed and rickety. When I write on my keyboard, usually I'm small on the Age of Empire, writing on my keyboard with a huge bold, everything just shakes. If I try to write something, you can see the doom. The doom of the shaking webcam. But yeah, that's also... I'm glad I remember this point. That's also... I didn't like save this point for... This is something I could talk on this stream or another stream. But as I said, I'm going to... It's the cooking. Yes, exactly. I'm going to be more proactive. Oh... Hugo, so now it's not... Currently, unfortunately, it's not a good time to mention earthquakes. I know that we are just joking and everything, but unfortunately... One Piece reference. Oh yeah, you are currently... It's over 9,000. Yes. Too many references, too many concepts at the same time. Dragon Ball Z. Z or Z? Dragon Ball Z. Oh, and Afonso knows, don't worry, Maro. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the white beard. You're at that part in One Piece, right? Oh, I'm losing my focus. The white beard, that... Yeah, Alfonso is a connoisseur of Japanese culture as well. Oh, and 100% sidetracked, but I just wanted to share this. I know it's been going around online. What do you mean that JoJo is actually bigger in page count than One Piece? That has been kind of being shared online a lot lately, and it's mind blown. Sidetrack. What do you mean JoJo is bigger than One Piece? It is actually bigger, but yeah, I know it is. It makes no sense in my mind. But I think the pages are also. I think I see in the pages. Yeah, it is. JoJo is bigger than One Piece, and that shattered my perspective of reality. I mean, but One Piece is also ancient. JoJo as well, and those are two works, by the way, of my just sharing my own personal opinion. I love both JoJo and One Piece, but yeah, the fact that One Piece is longer than that JoJo. King Ameno with the foreshadowing. You learned it. Yeah, One Piece like from. Yeah, Hugo Carvalho, you completely you completely derailed the stream. Yeah, that's something. Oh, and just before ending, 2023 also. Oh, it was such a good idea, a good year for anime fans. I'm watching right now Soso no Frieren. I'm still on the 4th episode, but what a banger. And the other anime I really loved, Oshinoko, and why am I putting these two both side by side? Oshinoko is not my, the style of the anime is not my favorite, but the execution and it's so good, the adaptation, the execution and everything, that I'm. And I need to since I'm talking about. Yeah, it's this one. The art book from Oshinoko is really good, but if I have to say, for example, if I'm looking at the menu and there's the flavors and the ingredients and everything, if I look at the ingredients of Oshinoko, I mean, it has idols, I love idols, it would maybe be, I would imagine it would be not something that I would love, but it is something I love. Soso no Frieren, on the other hand, is 100% what I enjoy. And it's also superbly well done. So for me, Soso no Frieren is being like, even though I only seen 4 episodes, it's because I've been busy, very busy. Because that series was crafted for me. And it's my favorite flavors, my favorite style, my favorite things, character focused and everything. And then you add on top of it the amazing quality at which everything is done. And you have a banger. We need a new Oshinoko season, I'm right. And this art book is... I'm always scared of doing this because I'm flipped and everything and I don't want to ruin everything. But this art book is so good. I'm not putting it very close to the screen also because respecting copyright and things like that. I don't think anyone would be mad because I'm trying to sell... Buy Sweet-chan merch. Buy Oshinoko art book. This is my... Chainsaw Man as well. I think all the years since I started watching anime Sicily have been great, but everyone says that the past year was the best year of anime, like every year. And I tend to be super overly positive. So maybe at the end, at my 2024, welcome to 2025 stream. 2024 was the best year ever. I am the kind of person who would do that. But I mean, I feel like this year was, and even like these are 2 new series that are continuing and things like that. I feel like it was a very solid year. So many good productions. I only watched 5 or 6 episodes. You've watched more than me, but it's mind blowing. Yeah, I can't name that many animes I've been as immersed as Frieren. For me, I think 2023 and 2019 were my favorites. So I'm very bad at... I need to talk now about 2023 because in like 6 months I will know nothing about, okay, what anime is from 2023, which one is from 2024. If I start going to the past, I have no idea at which year each anime came out. Yeah, that's true as well. There's more production. 2022. Oh, okay. Bocchi-Rock. Oh no. I want to watch Bocchi-Rock. Mathematically, I mean. Yeah. I understand. That's something, speaking about now, my area has a writer, that's something everyone agrees on, is that there's never been as many super great authors as there are nowadays, and at the same time, becoming a famous and great author has never been harder. Nowadays, there's so much quality, and at the same time, it's so hard to get in because people have so much produced nowadays and produced before. Yeah, Apothecary Diaries, I think I know nothing about it actually. I need to check it out as well. Yeah, Bocchi, I want to watch Bocchi-Rock as well. There's usually King Ameno has not the best, throwing some shade. He's not very good at his taste in anime is not that great. Here I am, 2024, I'm being salty. Oh, King Ameno, I'm dissing out King Ameno. But yeah, no, Bocchi-Rock is one I think I will enjoy, and sometimes I don't know why King Ameno does see some good anime as well. It happens. I'm just don't worry. I have enough confidence with King Ameno to mess around with him like this. Don't worry. I'm not just being toxic to a random viewer. The power of his... I have the best taste. Probably the same taste as me. Agree. No, excuse me. I feel like I need to say I am the one who has the best taste. I don't know what you are talking about, King Ameno. I clearly... I mean... Do you have a Switch-on plushie? Not a cushion. Hello, Tont! You arrived at the moment where I grabbed the Switch-on. And happy 2024! I'm about to... We're just getting sidetracked and talking a little bit about anime, because I mean, this is a just chatting stream. I can do whatever I want. It's great to see you, and I hope you have a great 2024. What I've been talking about in the past hour and a half is that I'm really hyped for this year. I have some reasonable objectives. I want to keep being myself and improve things and everything. And for example, this aligns with my previous conversation. I've talked about communities and community streamers create. Tont is another name here that I met him at another streamer. I was watching a stream and Tont was another one in chat, and that's how we met. So there's a lot of people here that I've met thanks to streamers, and that's why I also think streamers play an important role. I really dislike, and there's different levels of people who disrespect other occupations. I feel like it's quite common to have people who say streamers are useless, and I really dislike that notion. But you can go one step beyond, and there's people who say that any artist, any writer, arts and everything, entertainment in general or arts, there are people who say that that's useless, that being a writer is a useless job, being an artist, ooh, I'm not going to go down that path, because I said this many times, I'm not the kind of person to get very salty, but if you disrespect art and artists and content creator, that's one way to get me salty. That's one way to get me into a ramble mood and start saying, oh, do you know the importance they have, the cultural influence and everything, and life is more than just being productive and makes more enjoyable, and you are criticizing artists with your belly full because they shape your life constantly. Everything you do was much things were influenced by an artist, and it's a chain, and nothing in society exists isolated, and artists are a vital part of that chain, and mental health is really important, and I could go on and on and on and on about it. I have like a whole arsenal of arguments, but I have a Nadeshiko figure, so it's oh, I forgot which anime Nadeshiko is from. I can do whatever I want. I have the power. I am the streamer. Everyone and their skills should be respected. Of course, I feel like streams, chats, and Discord servers are the new... I've said that so many times, Zoom, not here on stream. I say that people say, oh, it's very important for you to go to the coffee and be with friends. And I'm like, for me, Discord plays that role so much. I feel like... in real life, interactions are also important. It's good to strike a balance, and that's why one of the things I love is some people I played with in League of Legends the first time I met them IRL, and they were amazing moments. But yeah, and it's good because, I mean, we live in different places, we have different tastes, there's never been as much cultural content as there is now. So, as there's more things, people get specialized in different things. For example, if there's only 2 music types, do you like type A or type E? I'm type A. That guy, type A, that one, type B. It's easy. Nowadays there's infinite music genres, infinite literature genres, there's so much content, it's harder to find people you match with. And it's important to find people you match with. So, if your community doesn't have the people you need, nowadays our community is the world. It's not like my 3 or 4 neighbors or something, and that's a good thing. IRL interactions are important, but if you can't find a way to do IRL interactions that provide you your needs, your psychological needs, you can't find people that want to talk about what you talk. You can be with people IRL at work and everything, and then find that complement, finding your comfort zone, your comfort space online. That's perfectly fine, and that's, I mean, there's always extremes. There are people who overlive on the internet and everything, but I feel like there's a lot of people who also live a lot online, and they have a very healthy mental state and relations and everything. That's something I also don't like. I mean, of course, it's one thing to talk about the dangers of social networks, of social network addiction and everything, but there's also the other side of you go on the internet, you are wasting your time, oh, you are talking with people on Discord, those are not your real friends. So maybe, I mean, there's plenty of people who I've met on League of Legends. I said, people I've met in the last, I met people on League of Legends like 10 years ago, and they're still great friends, and I've been on travels. I've been to the Netherlands on a flight with a guy I've met in League of Legends, and we became such good friends that we went on a plane ride together, and we slept on the same room and get food together. We had a holiday together, and that person I met in League of Legends, and he's such a great friend that I went with him to the Netherlands. I was about to make some reference for more chaos, but I think this is going the right way. Otherwise we'll all be the same, and that's boring. Exactly. Eurocamp. Nadeshka is from Eurocamp. And Eurocamp is also another one I haven't watched, and I think I will enjoy. Zumo based as always. Important to strike a balance. So what do you consider... yeah, of course, all writers are artists. That's something... let me just rethought that. Yeah, I think it's easier to meet varied people, but hard to connect with people that differ from you. Yeah, exactly. And for example, a good example I can give is... in Portugal, we have the football culture, and if you are a part of football culture, it's very easy to fit. But if you don't, and I have nothing against people who like soccer or football or whatever you want to call it, but if you don't enjoy it, it's a lot harder for you to strike a conversation with a stranger. A lot of people just start talking to you assuming that you know a lot about soccer, and if I go online I can find people who don't talk about soccer a lot easier. But yeah, I was going to talk about one of the things I dislike in linguistics. This is a matter of words, because the word artist, I feel like it's at the same time tied to being an illustrator. Like through the painting and everything, I think the word artist is very considered the one who makes illustrations and drawings, but at the same time artist is the one who makes art. So if you consider an artist someone who does illustrations and things, a writer is not an artist. If you consider an artist someone who does art, of course a writer is an artist. That's one of the things I prefer the linguistics said. For example, maybe calling someone an illustrator, but illustrator kind of refers to a part of a subset of drawn art. Being a painter, for example, you have plenty of words, painter, but those words are all grouped into artist, and sometimes language is tough. Yeah, it's one of the easiest ways to start. Football in Portugal isn't a sport. Football in Portugal is not just it's a telenovela. It's a lot of things. Some of them I respect, I admire parts of the football culture. I'm not like someone who is like, oh, I dislike all football, so I'm going to automatically dislike. No, I try always to be very empathetical. But at the same time, if you have, for example, the news for your country, and there's athletes out there, there's so many people doing great things, and there's things happening all the time, and then you open the news and it's like the news for the whole country, and it's like 80% soccer based, and you're like, this is going too far. I feel like, yeah, in some aspects, football culture in Portugal, some of them are fine. Of course, there's one side that even football fans hate, which is the violence in football. That's a complete no. But yeah, there's parts where the enjoyment of football is fine, it's a subculture and everything, but there are parts where it goes a little bit too far. It's kind of better than the weather one. Oh yeah, so how guys, how's been the weather? Today was sunny. I wish, let's bring back weather talks. I know there's this stigma of, okay, you don't know how to talk, you strike a weather talk. Talking about the weather is awesome. Let's bring back weather talks. Let's go. So how's the weather in Lisbon today, guys? How's the... you once tortured a certain creator with just on foot... Huh? You once tortured a certain content creator with just on football? I don't understand what... Cold. Oh yeah, sunny but cold. Yeah, I here at least super sunny, super cold. But yeah, we once started a certain content with just one football image. Sorry, my mind was very. Now I understand 100% what you're saying. You're talking about the Junk and Palm stream. Yes. Sorry, my mind, I was completely not thinking about that. I hope you get well soon, Maru. Yeah, I know that. I feel kind of bad because I'm usually the guy who gets sick, and I'm like, yo guys, I'm super healthy this year. I don't know. And at the same, yeah, please be careful. Being sick is no joke. Weather in Lisbon is strange because there are so many microclimates. Oh, you are so fancy. I'm just joking, Yeah, what he was talking is, who was talking about a stream from Junk and Bomb, content creator I really enjoy, and he was talking about, he had a stream where you had to submit items for him to review. That's common in his stream, but that stream we had to submit garbage, and I submitted a soccer ball from Sporting that I used as a kid. It's a soccer ball from the 90s. That thing looks ancient. And I still have that soccer ball, so you can imagine how it looks like. Lisbon suffers. Sufferers. Yes. Okay. Okay, no, this is an emergency. The tea is starting to end. It's a relic, exactly. And now, because I said I had a soccer ball from Sporting, Chateau start saying, "Oh, Porto is a lot better. No, Benfica. You have the..." I don't even know. The only name I know is Roger Schmidt, because I don't. If I want to say who the president of Sporting is or the trainer, I know nothing. And now Chet will be like, "Oh, this guy is the best player ever," and I'm like, "No." For the best soccer tournament for me of all times, it's not a tournament, was I love the Age of Empires community, and there was a time where a lot of pro players just gathered to play soccer after a tournament. That's the kind of soccer I appreciate. The people in their midlife just balconies. Oh, okay. Big balconies. People in their midlife just, oh yeah, we're going to play some soccer just for the fun. But yeah, this is why I love just chatting streams. On normal streams I would be like, "What are you doing, Fernando? Get back on track. Why are you talking about anime and then football? This is insane." And we have a next a just chatting stream. It will be more focused on literature, but it will also be a just chatting stream next week on the Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, dinner time exists. It's been over 2 hours. It's 20 o'clock. Portuguese national news will now urgently report on the old sporting ball situation. It's important national news. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I'm going to... But for example, the other day, I heard someone saying... Because it was in a context that most people there did not enjoy soccer. And someone said, "Oh, my major flaw in life is enjoying soccer and soccer content." I also don't like that. I feel like if you enjoy soccer, enjoy it. But also allow us, those who not enjoy, allow us to not enjoy it, please. Allow us to stand in our corners. But yeah, good deflection, because I was going to start talking about the artists not being that also applies. I'm talking about respecting professions and everything. That also applies, of course. It depends on the sport, and you can talk about the wages and everything. But I like football, but Football Manager is just football but better. Yeah, if you are, for example, a top soccer or tennis player, if you are the top player on any sport and everything, huge respect, because when you're talking competition, you're talking... We live in the world, so millions of people struggling to be the best, so yeah. That also applies to VTubers. Oh, no, of course it applies to VTubers. Respect VTubers! VTubers are an important part of our culture! VTubers are the future! Blitzball. What's Blitzball? Blitzball. I'm seeing like some sort of strange baseball, but I don't think that's what you are referring to. Okay, it's also the sport for Final Fantasy X. I think that's the one you are referring to, the one that I forgot the name of the main character of the one who goes What's the name of that guy? I'm having a blank. What's the name of the I'm remembering the name of all characters. I'm going to Google it. Main character. I refuse to let chat tell me. I'm going to Google it. Tidus. Yes, oh yes, Tidus. That always sounds wrong. I feel like I'm thinking about the Tidus. It's Tidus. I saw it on Google. I know I just triggered the entire Final Fantasy fan base. I don't know why I was thinking about him, and I was just like thinking, Cloud? No, it's not Cloud. And then think of another name. Cloud. No, it's not Cloud. Cloud is from 7. Tidus, yes. But I know he's the guy. That's the most important part. I know my Final Fantasy memes. You could edit it, actually. It's Titus. Sorry. Uh, yeah, that's why I need to end the stream. I'm starting to disappointing everyone on my fan base knowledge. But yeah, this was a new year on YouTube. Some nice pictures. Please, someone edit Fernando's imitation to Titus video. We need that. Oh, today I'm glad I'm always glad that when people show up to my stream, but I'm glad you are really cooking, Maro. It's streaming myself as a PNG and then... Yes, it's written down. This great, and I'm even going to save them. Okay. Yes. I'm sick, I need to cook elsewhere, exactly. And I really hope you get better soon. You and everyone in chat. I say everyone in chat because it's sick season, so I can imagine more or some people very sick, others less sick. I would imagine a lot of people in chat are either sick or have a family member who is sick, and yeah, please take care of yourself. No sickness is a joke. And I say that as someone who is experienced in getting sick. Yeah, no sickness is a joke. Even if it's just... There are people who are like, oh, it's just a cold. I really dislike that attitude. Please take your body seriously. Please rest. Please... please do your best in the fight against the sickness. Every sickness should be respected, and I wish you all the best. And on that message, I'm going to show once again, this is a schedule for next week. Tuesday I will back in with this guy, and this week I am going to have some thingamajigs happening. Yeah, please drink water. Yeah. The drink water, sometimes it's kind of a meme. Drinking water is huge, especially when you are sick. Especially because dehydration is a huge problem, the meds and everything. Please drink water, yeah. Tuesday, this guy, then I have some things happening in real life. I know I have one of those. Strange. Yeah, strange concept. So Friday's Age of Empires stream will be earlier. It will be at 6 o'clock. And then, instead of having my Just Chatting stream on Sunday, it will be on Saturday, and I will present and talk about all the books I've read in 2023. And it's also a Just Chatting stream, so I'm going to pick up the books and show them. This is not one of them, but just to give an example. I'll show the books, talk about them and everything, but it will be a relaxed stream as well. Yeah, water supply is very important. And regarding the chaotic schedule for this month, yeah, we are at Sunday, chatting a new year on YouTube. Then the week after that, it will be kind of a slow week. But then we have more Age of Empires. At Sunday we have Minecraft with friends. It's my first time including, like... I mean, Daniel Mirage was also not a content creator, but he was a professional at his field. Minecraft with friends will be my first time just including friends. They are not professionals, they are not content creators, they are just silly old friends who've been around me for a long time. And I hope we can have a good time. And yeah, on Friday the 26th, I hope I can make a huge announcement regarding Age of Empires 2 related content. Before this stream started, I was cooking for that stream. I'm preparing things. And then, as I said, I want to do one literature-related stream for the month. So, at the 28th, I'm going to talk about characters. And there's a lot to say about characters. And I hope it can be an interesting talk about many topics regarding character building, character working. And I hope it's not only targeted for writers of novels and everything. I'm going to try to make it good for character creations. For example, if you are creating a video game, a manga series, I'm going to talk about making characters work in general, and I hope I can. And oh, by the way, this is kind of a good way to improve your character writing. This is something I do. It sounds strange. A lot. It sounds very strange, but it does work and improves your characters. Is, for example, getting on a public transportation or a public setting, and getting your mind into the writing mode and looking at the people around you, their mannerisms and everything, and absorbing that information as a writer. Like, not just watching people like, okay, these people... I noticed another day, I saw a group of people who had a very unique way of talking with each other. They were like a group of older men, and they were talking they were talking Portuguese, but with very regional language. And I was like, they would make for such rich characters. It's kind of doing field research, I would call it. Please don't approach your everyday life like that, but it's good sometimes to, okay, I'm going to study a bit characters. And even maybe for an artist, you can look at images or looking at facial traits or everything of people. Being observant. Having a conscious effort to observe, because sometimes we are watching, but our mind fades and we are watching without observing. And sometimes super boring moments, this can also be a way to deal with boring moments. You're just there, public transportation. And looking, for example, just at the posture of how people are waiting. Maybe someone is like super relaxed, like, I don't care, I have time. Another guy is super anxious, and then you look at the body posture of the person walking and, okay, when I want to make an anxious character, I will make him cross his arms, have a huge... and that helps. I'm spoiling my... This is future stream. You are rambling too much, Fernando. You need to end this stream. People want to go have dinner. Please respect the people. Quote of the stream, and it ties to everything we've talked about. Be at war with your vices, at peace with your neighbors, and let every new year find you a better man. I feel like I don't have to explain this one a lot. And this is a recurring topic in my streams. The greatest war we fight with ourselves, and reducing our negatives, but being at peace with my neighbors. I think I'm at peace with chat, as long as they are not spamming me to play Witcher or Final Fantasy 14. Why did I mention now the spam alert? But yeah, be at war with your negative side. Also, be at peace with yourself as well. Even if you are fighting a war with some sides of yourself, respect the others and also be at peace with yourself. I would add that to be at war with your vices, at peace with your neighbors, at peace with yourself as well, and let every year find yourself a better man. Yes. And on that note, let me go back to this mode. This has been honestly one of my favorite streams. Oh, and I forgot to mention one thing. One of the signs that my channel is going on a good trajectory, it made me really hype. If I look at there was for a long time, my biggest stream on my channel for 6 or 7 months was my first stream. It's like, okay, you peaked at launch and now you will never reach it. Nowadays my streams keep growing, and the biggest stream on my channel by a small margin, but it's the biggest one in watch time and everything, it was last Friday. That was the biggest stream of my channel. So things are going in an upward trajectory, and I hope they keep going that trajectory. I'm doing my best, and today, and I want to thank chat, because chat today was on fire. Thank you Maru, Hugo, Zumo, Afonso, King Ameno. I need to stop saying names because there's always one I forget, and then I hope no one gets salty. But yeah, chat today was exceptional, and I really enjoyed myself. I'm glad I could talk about some serious stuff, because the stream started quite serious, and serious talks are required. And I hope it could also help, like, inspire people. That's something I would like to do. But I'm glad it could also be silly together. I'm glad the stream didn't end half an hour ago. This moment was great, and I was here for your 2023, and my big announcement for 2024 is that I'm still here, and I will still be here. Hopefully, things will go well, and join me on this journey. I hope I can provide you with amazing content. Love today's stream, thank you very much. Have a nice dinner. Yeah, have a nice dinner, everyone. If you have a different time zone, sometimes people with different time zones can be watching and just be lurking. Have a good breakfast, a good lunch, a good dinner, a good supper. Yes, that's the name, a good supper. Have a good supper. Have a good midnight snack. Have a good whatever food you are eating, have a good meal, everyone. I had a blast on today's stream. Thank you very much for your continued support. I will still be here. I'm really excited for the future. Very, very excited. And I think my final wholesome message for today before pressing the ending screen is that I am very glad I started this journey. I'm enjoying it. I'm very glad I started streaming, so I won't be leaving here soon. Yeah, thank you everyone, and see ya on the next one.